Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Ubagus here, back again with another Isaac Breaking Run. This time we're going to start with Mom's Knife. I know. I have no excuses, alright? All I can say, Isaac wants me to have Mom's Knife runs. It really does. This item has shown up a fucking lot. And so I'm taking it, you know? The worst part is, I re-roll Mom's Knife a lot. Okay, we're getting framey. I gotta close the stream, unfortunately. I was watching Hearthstone in the background. But, we're getting some frame rate problems. So can't continue doing that shit. Alright. I've re-rolled Mom's Knife a lot. The first seed I grabbed in this session had Mom's Knife. I re-rolled it, and it re-rolled into something shitty that I don't remember, but I did have a Mom's Knife, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that, that's boring, and then here we are like 18 seeds later. That's probably underselling it, but many seeds later, with more bullshit in every single fucking reset, so fuck it. Let's do Mom's Knife. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta do a Mom's Knife run. Sometimes you just gotta. See, you know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take Sagittarius because the speed up is pretty nice. Obviously, I don't get the benefit of the piercing shots as I have a Mom's Knife. But what the fuck is happening with my keyboard? Jesus Christ, every part of my computer is just having some serious fucking issues, man. And I mean, like, everything. Not just, like, you know, computers got bad performance or keyboards fucked up. I mean, like, my mouse has been freaking out, and I don't know why. The only thing I can really conclude about the whole mouse situation is that there's just cat fur, like, in the sensor, and so the sensor is like freaking the fuck out because the laser beam is being bisected by cat fur. I'm gonna take this. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we get the thing from this, so we're in a good spot. Very good spot, actually. Very, very good spot. Let's go. Yeah, so, like, I don't fucking know. Everything's breaking. Everything I touch fucking breaks into a trillion pieces. So, whatever. It's a curse. I live with it. I actually, when my parents were on vacation to Floyd Fest, and I was watching the house, and I had to water plants, and fuck, like, I warned them before they left that, like, you know, I touch a plant and it dies, okay? Like, this is how it works. And they're like, oh, whatever, you'll be fine, you're joking, you're exaggerating, blah, blah, blah. Well, they left, and a number of plants did, in fact, die. I mean, I watered every day, I made sure not to overwater, and, you know, I don't know, man. I don't get plants. They just fucking, they die. Plants I touch, they die. The Stigmata's fine. The HP up is kind of bad, because I lose the damage from Horror Babylon. But it is really nice because it allows me to grab a deal with the devil much easier. Which is, I think, more important. I don't think the Horror Babylon damage up is so substantial that, you know, I would rather, I'd rather hold on to it than have a better opportunity to deal with the devil shit. This is a bullshit room. That's a good item. Mini Mush is fucking sweet. Would've liked a Magic Mush, but, you know, Mini Mush will be alright. I can live with a Mini Mush. Alright, not gonna grab it yet. Huh? Nah. Alright, I'm gonna grab this just because it's essentially a freebie. Like it's a free roll because of the Eternal Heart that we're grabbing. I don't want to go back at all this run. I'm not about that life, you know. Blip, blip, blip. And blip. You're fucking dead. Yeah. All right. So, I don't know what they did. Adult Swim. What Adult Swim did. But on AdultSwim.com, it used to be. So, way long ago, it was just like, hey, watch every episode free, right? More recently, they moved to the model of, like, you can watch the first and the most recent episodes for free, and then it requires you to have, like, cable TV in order to watch the rest online. I'm referring online in case that wasn't explicitly clear. And I was like, alright, that's fine. But then they changed it again, so now it's just like you can't watch the 2 most recent episodes without a cable thing. I don't know. I'm trying to watch Rick and Morty Season 2 via AdultSwim.com. And it's very finicky. I have now seen, I believe, 1 through 4. Episodes 1 through 4. In their entirety. And they're all fucking incredible. Holy crap, I love Rick and Morty. And I showed my dad Rick and Morty, because on our TV we have, like, on demand, sort of. I don't get it. I don't understand cable TV. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, we have, like, sort of kind of on demand, right? So, like, it's called on demand. Okay, we can watch stuff, but not all the stuff. We can watch some stuff. So I was showing my dad Rick and Morty, and I was just like, alright, well, let's just click an episode. So I chose a random episode, and it was Raising Gazorpazorp, which is a good episode. Of course, title parodying. Yeah, that's how you say it. Parodying. I can't think. The Raising Arizona. However, one thing that I completely forgot about the episode. Like, I remember the part where it was like, Morty fucking lied to Morty Jr. And was like, the air outside is poison and you'll die. And then, Morty Jr. goes outside, realizes it's not poison, and that his whole, like, 12 hours of life is a lie. I remember that part, and I thought that part was fucking hilarious when I first watched it. I forgot the amount of fucking, like, jokes, kind of like almost social commentary type jokes, about, like, what a woman-only civilization would be. It was very funny. I don't know if my dad found it as funny. Like, he would laugh, right? And he'd be like, that's wrong. And I'm like, alright, but you love it. Like, one of the jokes in specific was, I think it was like, there's a spider in Sector C. It has still not been taken care of. Please plan your route accordingly. Expect delays. Like, that's pretty good, right? That's a good one. And then their greeting is, I'm here if you need to talk. Instead of hello. It's really funny. It's really funny. I love it. I love Rick and Morty. Just the writing in Rick and Morty is so fucking good. And I just love the fact that the majority of the voice acting for Rick and Morty, I mean, like, obviously they have a lot of people in and they get a lot of voice actors and shit, but I mean, Rick, Morty, Mr. Meeseeks, and a few extra characters are all voiced by Justin Roiland, which is pretty great. My favorite part about it is that when he does Mr. Meeseeks, apparently it, like, physically fucking pains him. And you can, I mean, you can tell when he's doing the Mr. Meeseeks voice. You can tell real easily that it fucking just destroys his throat. And apparently, when he does recording for Rick, he grabs a beer and water to like force air into his throat, so then burps, or force air into his stomach, so burps will just like force themselves out in the middle of lines. Like that's how he does it. It's not like, you know, it's not like it's entirely like fake burping and just like perfect comedic timing and shit. It's literally just, he just forces burps to happen, and whenever they happen in the line, it's like, ah, that's good enough. That'll work. God, I love Rick and Morty. Seriously, I couldn't recommend it enough. Like, if you haven't seen Rick and Morty, you need to see it. Like, right the fuck now. I'm not joking. I believe the entire season 1 is on AdultSwim.com. So you have no excuse. No excuse. You hear me? Anyway, it is really good though. It's such a fucking good show. Yes, please. There's not a lot of shows actually that I'm super into right now. I do really like Shark Tank. That's a good one. Obviously, I'm enjoying watching America's Got Talent and Last Comic Standing this season specifically. Previous seasons have been pretty hit or miss. This one's been very on point for both shows. I need to actually catch up on Last Comic Standing though. I haven't watched much of it. I mean, I pretty much watched all the like initial shows, like all the not auditions, but like I guess first cuts of Last Comic Standing. But and then I watched like the first episode after the first cuts. I don't even remember. I just remember seeing repeat comics with new jokes. But yeah, I need to catch up on that shit. Mostly, I need to find out when Moses Storm was on for his second performance and check that shit out. Because out of all of the comics that I saw in the first cuts, the one that I found the funniest was Moses Storm. Next was what's-her-face from Turtle Lake, and apparently, I don't want to spoil anything for you, so this pertains to whatever. Apparently, she made it to the finals, which is awesome. But the reason that she is so fucking good, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I'll do it again, because I really, like, she is so fucking funny. None of her jokes are very complex. None of them are, like, super highbrow, high thought jokes, right? But the writing is fucking incredible. Like okay, let's talk about jokes. Let's talk about the science of humor, how about? Alright, so the way that humor breaks down is essentially unexpected shit, right? That's what we find humorous, is things that are not expected. This is why every person at some point in their life was like, haha, le random XD, right? Like, everybody did that, alright? You're not alone. You don't have to be ashamed. Everybody did it. But then you begin anticipating that being the punchline, and it's no longer funny. That's why it becomes no longer funny. So if you know a punchline is coming, like if you know the punchline, you're like 99.9% of the time not gonna laugh. Sometimes you will, it depends, but the majority of humor is just based on anticipation and I guess you know, going against that anticipation. And so that's why when writing a joke, it's a lot more than just like, you know, setup punchline, right? That's like the normal joke formula is setup punchline. I mean, it's setup progression punchline, right? That's like the standard formula. But writing a really good joke is a lot more than that. It's a lot more interesting because you need to kind of figure out, like, as you're setting it up, right? You take the setup, and from there you kind of have to think, what will people anticipate from the setup? And then progress it in a way, and you can progress it in a way that, you know, feeds that, what they're anticipating. It can feed it. And then you throw the curveball in the punchline. But, and also, I'm oversimplifying this shit. I generally do. Like, trust me, I am not attempting to make the things I talk about sound like super stupid and boring. The reason I simplify it is because it's just easier to understand that way. Also, it's much easier for me to explain it without attempting to, you know, say specific things that I could easily be wrong on. Anyway, what this girl from Turtle Lake does in her jokes is so good, right? I think I told, when I talked about this last, I think I told the joke where she's like, I grew up on a theme park, and then everybody's like, you know, everybody's already kind of chuckling a little bit. It's like, oh, that's fucking weird, right? The theme was trailer, right? Like, that's perfect. That's such a good joke. I grew up on a theme park, the theme was trailer. Not only, right, do you have the setup that's already very intriguing, but then you throw in the immediate curveball, and everybody's like, oh, I get it, okay. You know, like, nobody's left out on the punchline. Everybody knows, everybody understands the punchline, and they get why it's funny. But it's, the writing is the fact that it's like, the reason the writing is so good is because, with the setup that was given, you don't expect that punchline, right? And that's like, you know, that's one of them 1-2 punch jokes where it's literally just boom, boom, laugh, right? That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You just laugh, right? And then she had more shit, which I'm struggling to remember. I probably need to watch more Last Comic Standing to fucking actually get get more of her jokes into my brain, but most of her jokes followed a very similar type of formula, where it was setup that isn't very interesting, but it, I mean, you know, it's a setup that doesn't leave you going like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, it's not just like a, I grew up in the hood kind of setup. You know, that's, I mean, nobody cares about that setup. You hear that setup and you're just like, alright, yeah, okay. No, I got it. I understand. Yeah, you, okay. Mm-hmm. Now, it's a different thing when, it's a different thing when Josh Blue says that he's African-American, right? Which is true. He's more African-American than most black people in America, as he was actually born in Africa. But it's a funny joke because everybody has African-American in their brains synonymous with black. God damn it. Also, do people really get offended when people say black? Has that ever been a thing? Because I remember even when I was like a kid, you know, I'd call black people, right? Obviously, I'm not gonna go up to a black dude and be like, "Yo, blackie," and like, all right. I mean, like, yeah, no, that's a bit fucking bad. But you know, black people are black people, whatever. I don't see how that can be construed as offensive. And then they were like, "No, it's African American." And then multiple of my black friends were like, nobody says African American. I had 2 black friends. In high school, at least. And I know some black people, you know, I'm not racist, right? Right, guys? I have black friends. I mean, I can't be racist. Did you know that I also have white friends? Weird, right? Fucking crazy to grow up in the, you know, middle-class suburbs of Chicago and have white friends. That's fucking weird, right? Alright, please don't hit me. Oh, thank God. I just wanted to take the chance to make the fight faster. Or, well, that's not entirely true. The way that broke down in my brain was kind of complex, and I can't really articulate it very well. No thanks. No thanks. Also, I did some crazy, well, what's it called? Like existential thinking today. Obviously thinking about the fact that we're huge sacks of flesh who have advanced in civilization to well, have advanced in evolution, I suppose, enough so that we can ponder our own existence, which is very unique, of course. We don't know for certain that no other animals ponder their own existence, but none of them have reached a level of ability to communicate that stretches across species, I suppose, so we don't really know. But we assume that they don't, which I think is a reasonable assumption. And then what's even more unique, right, is that in order to keep order within our species, our species where we attempt to kill each other quite often, in our species, in order to keep order, we have a lot of things set in place, one of which is currency, which actually is a thing that through research has, it's been shown that other species, specifically monkey-type species, have used currency. In fact, there was a study done showing that chimpanzees sold sex, which is very unique. But it's very cool. And the thing is, right, our currency, I don't know if you know this, our currency is like 90% just in hard drives. It doesn't fucking exist, right? Like, it literally doesn't exist. If you went to the bank, if every human being, let's just say in America, not even on Earth, if every person in America went to their bank and tried to withdraw 100% of their funds, well, first of all, you wouldn't be allowed to, because there are things set in place to prevent this. But if there were not things set in place and every person in America went to their bank and withdrew all of their money, there wouldn't even be close to enough money to give everybody cash, you know? Like actual physical currency. Because it's all just stored in computers, and it's crazy, man. It's fucking real. Have you ever thought about that? How when you spend money, like most of the time when people spend money, all you're doing is, you know, you're designating like spaces in hard drives, like you're just assigning it to different people. Like if I go to the grocery store and pay with my debit card, all I'm doing is, you know, sending a signal to my bank to send a signal to wherever the fucking money is and be like, yo, this money is this person's now. And all it is a fucking number in a computer. And honestly, I think at some point in the future, we probably won't even have cash. Physical currency probably won't exist. Although, if you want to be incredibly technical and also a douche, electronic currency is physical in a sense, as it does take hard drive space. So, I mean, theoretically... Motherfucker. Alright, well, I'm gonna take both these. Theoretically, you know, like, if you destroy a hard drive that is storing money, you are destroying the money, right? I'm assuming. They probably have things set in place to prevent that sort of thing from happening, at least, you know, if it were to happen on a small scale, they could prevent it. I think large scale, you know, if a shitload of fucking... I don't know where they store money. I don't know. I was about to say, like, server farm, and I'm like, yeah, maybe not, though. Maybe that's not where it's stored. Maybe it's in much more difficult to access locations than just a regular old server farm. But maybe it's not. I don't fucking know. But it's crazy shit. And then the worst part is, here's the kicker about this whole conversation. And by the way, if you haven't rolled up a nice fat blunt, I recommend doing it right now, because you're about to get your mind fucking blown. I mean, probably not, like, mind blown. It's just a weird thing to think about. But, you know, roll up a blunt anyway and have a good time, I think. I think that's a reasonable thing. Right, what was I saying? Right. So, you know, we understand computers. We take computers for granted, generally. Things pertaining to computers for granted. All computers are a series of, you know, on-off switches, right? Like ones and zeros. One is on, zero's off, right? So our money, not only is it not, you know, physical cash, there's just not enough physical cash in the world to actually attribute for how much money people possess, but also the non-physical money that exists in the world is literally just a string of ones and zeros. So all we're doing really is throwing ones and zeros at each other in order to acquire naturally occurring goods, generally, that are processed via science to get where they are today. I don't know, it's fucking weird. I'm tired, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. I'm tired and I just felt like bullshitting. Anyway. It's fucking, I mean, it's kind of late. And, we're celebrating. Oh, Jesus. I think I just inhaled a spider. But we're celebrating my dad's birthday tomorrow. And, I did the thing where I waited to record Isaac way too long. So, I'm gonna go pass out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more Isaac in the future. And also, fuck, I don't know. I might start a World of Warcraft leveling series with a warrior. I have every other class, like, started, at least. I mean, I have 3 100s, which are Warlock, Hunter, and Monk. Next highest level, I think, is a Death Knight at, like, 68. And I have, like, a Druid and a Priest in, like, the 40s. I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. I might start a leveling series with Warrior. Warrior's the only class that I have not started leveling, on this server, at least. So, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.